All right, this is Moon and the 10th house in Gemini. All right, so Cancer, which is a sign that Moon rules, is in the 11th house. So 11th house is your dreams, hopes, wishes, long-term goals, wishes, dreams. That like we want a revolution. Like, he wants to reform society and make it better. Because Aquarius is right here, it's like its shadow house. It originally rules this house, so they want a revolution. They want to break the mold of how things are done in this house. It's your incoming, like money that's coming in, like your liquid money coming in, as opposed to the second house. It's the accumulated money that you save. See, if you have a strong 11th house but a weak second, you'll make a lot, but you won't be able to save it. If you have a weak 11th but a strong second, you won't make a ton, but you'll be able to save it. You can come up either one with either way, with either of those going on. So, and then Cancer comes up and comes into this house, which originally rules the fourth house. The fourth house is, that nurturing mother in us, and the vulnerable child. It's our psychological foundation, our emotional security, mental health. Anything or anyone we have to nourish, protect, or defend, like our home front, our country, our culture, family. Again, our innermost self. It's like when the doors close and there's nobody around, like it's our comfort, like our comfort zone. Your comfort zone. That's the fourth house. When you come in, just let it all out. So all these things, Cancer, again, is the decorator. Does any sign on the house that decorates the house? Cancer comes up and decorates the 11th house with the fourth house furniture or pictures, whatever you decorate a house with. So what that means is, you have very defensive friends. Like that's your, and fourth, 11th house is also like you share similar interests. It's a house where you share, like these group of people come together, share similar interests, like Black Panthers, KKK. You get my point. Any group, So, but the similar interest is fourth house things: protect, nourish, defend, care for others, care for society, care for the nurturing or the vulnerable child in us all. In society. And then you got Gemini in the 10th house. 10th house is like, that part of us that wants to come up. Like, man, I'm trying to come up. That's the 10th house. Your rank, your status. You just trying to continue to climb to the very top, that like there's nothing else below you. That's the 10th house. So it's just like your career environment, your profession, reputation. Like when I say profession, like the sign here is Gemini. The profession would involve Gemini things. The career involves Gemini things of communication, diversity, short distance travel, just sending and receiving a message between two entities. So, event to energy to event. Event comes when when Cancer decorates that 11th house. So you'll have like a picture, like on TV shows where they have the group of mothers and they'll have their strollers, or they have their children right here to be a group of them. They walking down the street and shit. That would be Cancer in the 11th house things. And from that, people have thoughts. The moon now comes and turns those events, that event I just said, into a thought. They have thoughts about that. Those thoughts are expressed in the Gemini 10th house. So these people, like, they communicate what goes on. They communicate, in their like career, in their profession, like their public image. They communicate what's going on with their their nurturing friends, or their friends. Like society needs, like we have to reform society. We have to care for society, right? We gotta and the feelings from that, it's turned into a feeling from that. People feel really deeply about that 11th house things and really want to change society and be like care for society, really defend, protect, nourish. They express these feelings through some like communication, like in their profession. So you could be people that like vlog and do blogs or anything where from those Cancer 11th house things, they have to communicate between each other. Communication is the main thing. Hey, or like the, uh, what's it called? People who form like boys and girls clubs. Perhaps, they have to speak to the children. They have to, they care for society. They want to, and so they have to communicate with them. They have to teach them and communicate with them all these different things. Or somebody who, damn, I had an idea. Like neighborhood watch. These people like they could start uh, a thing where they communicate between each other about what's like neighborhood watch. Yeah, about what's going on in their neighborhood. Because Gemini is the sign of the local community, the local neighborhood. So like these people really have strong feelings about like protecting their environment, protecting their town. Like they really are big. They're emotionally connected to that, and that affects their reputation. Their society. They rank in out in the world and shit like that. So um, I'll say a couple examples. Like these people will say something. They'll say is, uh, we meaning the group that they belong to. All we want to do is care for other people. We want to look after other people. We want to help out people who probably can't help themselves. See, this whole communicating thing is what this placement is about. They want to communicate this. So a lot of like politics, people are in politics and they have this mothering quality about them, this protective quality about them. You can see people who had this placement or people who want to do this kind of work. Something else they would say, like, this is your dreams, your long-term dreams, goals, hopes, wishes. So if these people, like, if they can't, like, if they're having trouble with their, accomplishing these things out in, wanting to reform society and be care for society, and like, man, that's what some they'll say. Like, we just want to care for society, like we want to, and we really are. We really put our emotions into that, blah blah blah, something like that. They'll say, and that plays out in their PR. They plays out in their reputation of other people. Again, like politics. So like you'll hear politics saying, especially when like when it's voting time, they'll start saying stuff like this will come out, and then people like their reputation to go up or down now. See, the 10th house, their ability to communicate these things about them wanting to care for society and build it up and reform it, that affects their reputation. So a planet like planet in house, Moon in Gemini, and the 10th house are really, they need communication in their career environment, whatever it is. They need versatility in their environment. It will drive this moon nuts if they don't have. They doing the same shit. They doing the same kind of communication even. Even though it's communication, if it's not diversity in it, in that same like it's just typing. If it's not some, okay, I got to get the facts or I got to get this. If they're just sitting at it kind of suffers. It's cool, but it's gonna lack. You need to be up, moving.